Kobe Dean left practice early today along with medical personnel. He did not participate in the rest of the practice, but the good news is he returned to the sidelines to watch the remainder of the session. Birds get back at it tomorrow, so that is a situation certainly to monitor for his status. And with that, we welcome you to Birds Huddle, powered by PointsBet. Alongside Barrett Brooks, I'm Amy Fiddle. The Eagles were the healthiest team last year, be one of the reasons they got to the Super Bowl and were so successful all year. You got to hope that continues early on this year, too.
Well, they said about the same way they did last year. They're going about short practices, making sure they're maximizing their time and what they're doing out on the field. But you still don't know, that injury bug could get on them, and let's hope it stays off of them. Hope this is not a precursor to what happens with, Kobe Dean going forward this season. He's a strong player, playing a lot of games. I think it's going to be okay. But at this point, let's cross our fingers and hope that, this is a very, very, very productive and healthy team going forward.
Absolutely. Let's check out Barrett's three-point stance. First up, Jalen Hurts is mastering the mental part of the game. Hurts has often referred to himself as a triple threat because he can beat you with his arm, his legs, and his mind. Both he and Nick Sirianni discussed the mental side of things today.
For a long time, the world told guys like me that they couldn't process and they couldn't have that approach to the game and, have the fundamental and mental awareness to, execute and play the position at a high level. And so, I just try and challenge myself and stretch myself out in all three areas of my game.
I think he's operating at a very high level as far as within the offense, just understanding even more so why we do things, how we do things, and he's really like a coach on the field.
I mean, the mental aspect is obviously really important. If he masters that aspect of this game, you would think the sky is the limit for him.
Well, the sky is the limit for him because that's one of his best attributes. His ability to go out there, diagnose what the defense is trying to do with him, and going out there and beating the defense anyways. It's simple sometimes, but sometimes it takes a little bit because guys might line up where they're not supposed to be and then end up where they're supposed to be, and kind of messes up a quarterback's mental gymnastics as he goes forward. I've seen, defenses, they're supposed to be in cover three. In cover three, you're supposed to take advantage of the hashes. Throw balls to the hashes. That's where a tight end gets really, really into the ball of the offense. Then all of a sudden, bam, they turn around and it ends up being cover two because the safety buzzes out and gets over the top. Those are things that, Jalen saw last year. And that's the biggest thing. He saw all this stuff last year. So now he has the mental stability to understand, all right, they tried to do this to me last year. Or the Cowboys tried to do this to me last year. So I know if I do this, it'll work out better for me doing that. Those are all things we know Jalen is going to take advantage of. He's going to, number one, work his butt off to make sure he understands what he needs to know and where the ball is supposed to go. He's going to do that. But remember back in the day when, maybe a year and a half ago when, intangibles was called a bad word?
Yeah.
Well, how about that now? Intangibles is a good word, and a lot of quarterbacks wish they had the intangibles that Jalen Hurts has. He's going to be a phenomenal player this year. I look forward for him, going out there, processing defense even faster and making sure that his weapons are ready to receive the ball. So this is going to be one of those years where you see somebody take even a bigger step in his mental gymnastics and a even bigger step on how he uses all his attributes to be a better player.
Yeah, his decision-making is no longer in question, as if it really ever should have been.
Right.
Second stance from Barrett, there is no Hassan Reddick situation. Reddick did indicate indirectly that maybe he feels he might be underpaid as he enters the second year of this three-year, $45 million contract. But today, Nick Sirianni put to rest any notion that that's an issue.
I don't see there being a situation. Hassan's been here every day and working his butt off to get himself back on the practice field. Working his butt off to make sure that he's healthy, so this injury that he's going through right now doesn't linger all season. And engaged in meetings, engaged in practice, engaged in the training room. He's, Hassan's a great teammate and a great player. I'm glad he's here.
I mean, he was pressed about it. But you look at the numbers here. I mean, he is on the lower end of a guy that's being as productive as he is. 3 years, $45 million. It's a steal, $15 million per season. 17th highest among edge rushers, considering he's one of the highest. 4th last year in voting for Defensive Player of the Year. What do you make of all of this? Is there a situation?
Of course, he understands that he's not being paid what he's supposed to be paid for the performance he gave last year. 19.5 sacks, he's supposed to be at least top 5 as far as being paid. But we have to understand also, he went into this season, he was on, he was entering his 3rd team. You know, his first-round draft choice didn't make it big in Arizona until they put him in a position where he could rush the passer, got double-digit sacks, turned around, goes to the Panthers, gets for double-digit sacks, and then this year he just rips off 19.5 sacks in one season, eventually leads his team to the Super Bowl. When you look at those numbers, yes, he should be. But when you looked at how he got to where he got there, it's a little bit, it's a little bit one of those things where, all right, they're going to make sure that they're going to make him happy. He's going to get the money that he deserves as long as he keeps on playing the way he plays. And that's one thing I don't question about, the fact that he's going to go out there and work to get where he needs to be at. I tell you what, Hassan Reddick, that's how he got to where he is. He's a hard worker. He works his ass off more than anybody on that team, and that's how he's able to accomplish it. Coming as a guy that really people didn't know how to use his assets or attributes when he was on the field. Then they said, all right, just put him on the edge and rush. Lo and behold, 19.5 sacks. I see big things for him. Yeah,
it was kind of a long and winding path out there in Arizona, just not utilized correctly, and now he is. Right. So you think he's going to eventually probably be taken care of, I think, pretty handsomely. Final stance from Barrett. Don't count out Kayvon Wallace. Safety entering his 4th season. Has been getting some first-team reps at safety, B. I mean, that's a crowded safety a little bit when you're looking at Reed Blankenship, obviously out there, and then Terrell Edmonds. Well,
you look at it. I started seeing flashes last year, towards the end of the year, during their Super Bowl run. I mean, he had some crucial tackles, and everybody just let it fly over their head. No, I took notice of what Kayvon Wallace was doing throughout the season. He's gotten a little quicker, a little faster, lost a little weight, looks more athletic. And my big thing is he has no wasted motion, no wasted footsteps. When he's out there, he's instantly reacting where he's supposed to be and he's where he's supposed to be at. That's the biggest thing about a safety. He needs to understand where he fits in that defense and where he needs to be in that defense. And that's what I'm seeing from him now. No wasted steps, If he knows he has deep half over there, he doesn't do anything stupid and go down and gets in somebody else's way because he's not supposed to be there. He's there to make a play. He's reliable tackle now. They forget what they've said about, Kayvon Wallace not being able to step up and be the player that we think that we drafted him to be out of Clemson. He's going to be just fine. In fact, I see a lot of big nickel this year, and he's going to be a part of that defense where they have Kayvon Wallace in there in that box, almost like a linebacker, almost like a safety, but being a reliable tackle within the run game, number one, but also in the passing game. So, yes, he can cover tight ends. He can cover running backs. You can put him in that slot position, cover wide receivers. But his biggest attribute is his ability to go down there and be that force, especially on rundowns.
Yeah, I mean, when everybody's talking about safety, his name isn't the first name mentioned.
Absolutely.
Do you think that drives him going into his 4th year?
He's mad, you know what I'm saying? He's another Watkins. These guys got the Rock of Gibraltar's on their shoulders. They want to make everybody notice that we're good too. So go ahead, take it personally. Go out there and ball.
We got much more Birds Huddle coming up. Here's the playbook for you. John Clark checks in with more on Birds camp, including a trust between Sirianni and Hurts. We're going to delve into the Eagles' connection with St. Joe's Prep. And Dave Zangaro and Ruben Frank give us some under-the-radar Eagles making a splash at camp. Stick around. Birds Huddle, powered by PointsBet.
Birds Huddle is powered by PointsBet. It's time to step up your same-game parlay with SGP Combo. Combine bets from multiple games and build the ultimate parlay. PointsBet, your move.